Have you ever stopped to wonder, what if every single experience you've had, whether it filled you with joy or nearly broke you, actually had a hidden purpose? Imagine for a moment that nothing in life happens by chance. According to Buddhist philosophy, this isn't just a comforting idea. It's a profound truth. Every event in our lives, no matter how small or overwhelming, is woven into a bigger picture we might not yet see. Think about it. The smile of a stranger on a bad day, the sudden loss of a job, the quiet moments of reflection. What if all these moments were not random accidents, but keys unlocking parts of a deeper journey? Today, I want to invite you on a journey with me. A journey to explore this timeless wisdom, to uncover how each twist and turn in our lives holds a deeper meaning. Along the way, we'll look at how understanding this can help us find not just comfort, but a profound inner peace amidst life's chaos. Have you ever noticed how we tend to label experiences as good or bad? But what if instead of resisting the difficult times or clinging to the happy ones, we could step back and ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? I know. It's not always easy. When we're in the thick of heartbreak, loss, or confusion, it's hard to believe there's a reason behind the pain. But here's the thing. Ancient wisdom tells us that everything, even our darkest hours, carries within it the seeds of growth. So, in this video, we're not just talking about abstract philosophy. We're talking about how this perspective can transform the way we live. Together, we'll explore how to find clarity in confusion, strength in weakness, and even serenity in the face of change. Join me on this path of discovery. Let's learn how to see the hidden lessons in life's challenges, and along the way, unlock a peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, but on understanding one. The law of impermanence. Have you ever held on to a moment so tightly, wishing it could last forever? Maybe it was a perfect day, a relationship, a feeling of security. But no matter how hard we hold on, life keeps moving forward. That's the nature of existence. And Buddhism captures this truth with one simple word, anicca, or impermanence. Think about it. The seasons shift from spring to winter. Rivers carve new paths over time. Trees shed their leaves and bloom again. Life isn't static, and neither are we. Our emotions rise and fall, relationships change, even our bodies are in constant transformation. Yet, we often resist these changes, clinging to the past or dreading what comes next. And that resistance? It's what causes so much of our suffering. Imagine trying to stop a river from flowing, or forcing a tree to keep its leaves forever. It's impossible. But when we let the river flow and accept the falling leaves, we see the beauty of the cycle. In the same way, learning to let go doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting that every ending carries the seed of a new beginning. I remember a time when I struggled to let go of a job, a relationship, even certain ideas about myself. It felt terrifying, like stepping into an unknown darkness. But as I let go, I realized I wasn't falling into a void. I was stepping into a new chapter. And with each new beginning, I found strength and clarity I didn't know I had. So here's a question for you. What are you holding on to right now? A fear? A relationship? An idea of who you think you should be? What if letting go isn't losing, but making space for growth? The next time you face a change, big or small, pause. Breathe. Remind yourself that this moment, however hard, is just a phase, not the end. And when you embrace change instead of resisting it, you'll find a freedom that no external circumstance can take away. 2. Karma and cause and effect. Have you ever thought about how every choice we make, every word we speak, every thought we nurture creates ripples, just like dropping a pebble into a calm lake? That's what karma is all about. Not some mystical punishment or reward system, but simply the natural law of cause and effect. Imagine throwing that pebble into the lake. The ripples spread out in all directions, eventually touching every corner of the water. Our actions, whether good or bad, work the same way. Sometimes the effects show up quickly, like a heated argument that sparks immediate regret. Other times, the consequences take years to unfold, like seeds planted long ago that are just now bearing fruit. Buddhism teaches us that karma isn't about fate. It's about responsibility. It's not about blaming others or feeling powerless. It's about realizing that the life we're living today is, in many ways, shaped by the actions and thoughts we've nurtured in the past. If you plant apple seeds, you'll get apple trees. If you plant thorn bushes, well, you know what to expect. But here's the hopeful part. Karma isn't set in stone. It's like steering a ship. You might have drifted off course, but you can always adjust your direction. Every kind thought, every honest word, every compassionate action is like dropping a new pebble that sends out positive ripples into your life and the lives of others. It's not just the action itself that matters, but the intention behind it. Imagine two people giving to charity, one out of genuine compassion, the other for public recognition. The outward action is the same, but the energy it creates is very different. Our intentions color our karma. So take a moment to reflect. What kind of ripples are you sending out into the world? How might a shift in your thoughts or actions today plant seeds for a more peaceful and meaningful tomorrow? Karma isn't about waiting for the universe to decide your fate. It's about realizing you have the power, right now, to shape your future. Attachment and suffering. Let's be honest. How many times have we held on to something so tightly? A person, a dream, a belief, convinced that it was the key to our happiness. But life, in its quiet wisdom, keeps reminding us that nothing stays the same. According to Buddhism, the root of suffering is attachment. We cling to people, possessions, even ideas, hoping they'll make us happy. But here's the catch. Everything we hold on to is, by its nature, impermanent. The job we thought was secure, the relationship we believed would last forever, even our youthful bodies. All of it eventually changes or fades. And when we're attached, that change feels like loss, like heartbreak. But what if letting go wasn't about giving up? What if it was about finding peace in the very act of releasing? Think about love. Love that's tangled up in attachment wants to possess, to control, to guarantee happiness. But love free from attachment, that's love that flows, that accepts, that doesn't cling. It's the love that gives both you and the other person space to grow. I remember once, I was so afraid of letting go, of a relationship, a career path, even an old idea of who I was. I thought that if I loosened my grip, everything would collapse. But when I finally did, something surprising happened. Instead of falling apart, my world opened up. I discovered a lighter, freer way to live. So here's a question for you. What are you clinging to right now? A relationship? An identity? A plan that no longer serves you? Could it be that by letting go, you're not losing, but creating space for something better? Buddhism teaches that when we release our grip, we make room for peace. It's not about pushing people away or becoming indifferent. It's about shifting from grasping to accepting. When we stop trying to force life into a mold, we discover a deeper kind of happiness, one that isn't based on what we have or control, but on how we live, moment by moment. Acceptance and peace. Let's be real. Life doesn't always unfold the way we imagined. There are moments when we hit a dead end, when plans fall apart, and when people don't meet our expectations. In those moments, we often feel frustrated, angry, or helpless. But Buddhism offers a perspective that can completely shift the way we handle these challenges. Acceptance. Now, acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It's not resignation. It's about seeing reality as it is, without judgment, without resistance. Imagine the old Zen story of a farmer whose horse ran away. His neighbors said, "Oh, what bad luck." But the farmer calmly replied, Who knows if this is good or bad? Days later, the horse returned, bringing wild horses with it. The neighbors celebrated. But again the farmer said, "Who knows if this is good or bad?" Then, while taming one of the wild horses, the farmer's son broke his leg. The neighbors lamented the misfortune, but the farmer simply said, "Who knows if this is good or bad?" Finally, when the army came to draft young men for war, they left the farmer's son behind because of his injury. This story reminds us that we often can't see the bigger picture. What feels like a setback today might actually open doors tomorrow. Acceptance isn't about sitting back and doing nothing. It's about choosing to respond to life with clarity and calm. It's knowing the difference between what we can change and what we must learn to live with. I've learned that accepting myself, with all my imperfections, has brought more peace than chasing after some impossible standard. And when I stopped trying to control others, my relationships became more authentic, more harmonious. Acceptance creates space for love, for understanding, and for growth. So, I invite you to ask yourself, what parts of life are you resisting right now? Is it a change in plans, a relationship that didn't turn out the way you hoped, or maybe even something about yourself? What if, instead of fighting it, you could find peace by accepting what is? Remember, true peace isn't found in controlling the world. It's found in learning to flow with it. 5. Hidden lessons in adversities. Let's face it, life throws challenges at us when we least expect them. Losses, failures, disappointments. We've all been there. It's tempting to ask, why me? But what if, instead of cursing the storm, we could learn to listen to what it's trying to teach us? Buddhism offers a profound truth. Every adversity carries a hidden lesson. Think about a butterfly struggling to break free from its cocoon. That struggle isn't a mistake. It's what strengthens its wings so it can fly. Or, the chick that must peck its way out of the shell. Without that effort, it wouldn't survive. In the same way, our challenges shape us, helping us develop the resilience, wisdom, and strength we need to grow. I remember a time when I faced a painful setback, something I thought would break me. But looking back, I see it differently. That experience forced me to pause, to reflect, to rethink my path. It taught me patience, humility, and the importance of trusting the process, even when the outcome seemed uncertain. So here's a powerful practice I invite you to try. Write down the biggest challenges you've faced. Look for the lessons hidden within them. Maybe a job loss taught you to value adaptability. Maybe a heartbreak reminded you of your own worth. Maybe an illness nudged you to care for your body and mind. You see, adversity isn't just something to survive. It's something to learn from. Each challenge offers us a choice: to get stuck in frustration and fear, or to see it as an opportunity for transformation. And sometimes, it's only with time and perspective that we realize what looked like a setback was actually a gift in disguise. So, next time you face a difficulty, pause and ask, what is this trying to teach me? How can I use this challenge to become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate? Remember, life's toughest moments often hold the keys to our greatest growth. 6. Mindfulness and living in the present. Have you ever noticed how often our minds are trapped somewhere else, either dwelling on the past or worrying about the future? Maybe you've replayed a conversation from last week over and over, or stressed about something that hasn't even happened yet. I know I have. But here's the thing. The only real moment we have is now. That's where mindfulness comes in. In Buddhism, mindfulness isn't just about sitting in meditation. It's about bringing full awareness to this very moment, to what we're doing, feeling, and experiencing, without judgment. It's the practice of coming home to ourselves, of reconnecting with the present. Think about it. When we eat, are we really tasting the food? or are we scrolling through our phones? When we walk, are we feeling the ground beneath our feet, or are we lost in thought? Mindfulness invites us to slow down, to truly savor each bite, each breath, each step. I remember a time when my life felt overwhelming, like everything was pulling me in a million directions. Then I discovered the power of simply focusing on my breath. Just the inhale and exhale. It was like hitting a reset button for my mind. Suddenly, I was back in the moment, grounded and calm. Mindfulness doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending life is perfect. It means learning to see things clearly, without being carried away by automatic reactions. When we practice mindfulness, we create a space between what happens and how we choose to respond. That space is where peace lives. So, here's a challenge for you. Today, try to do one thing mindfully, whether it's eating, walking, listening to someone, or simply breathing. Do it with full presence. Notice how it changes your experience. Because true peace isn't found in having everything figured out. It's found in living fully, right here, right now. 7. Transforming the mind. From suffering to enlightenment. Have you ever noticed how much of our suffering doesn't come from what actually happens, but from how we think about it? It's not the traffic jam itself, but our frustration with it. It's not the rejection we face, but the story we tell ourselves about our worth. Buddhism teaches us that suffering isn't just about the external world. It's about how our mind interprets it. But here's the good news. We don't have to stay stuck in those old patterns. Through mindfulness, meditation, and self-reflection, we can start to see our thoughts for what they are. Just thoughts, not absolute truths. It's like training a wild horse. At first, our mind runs in every direction, but with patience and practice, we can gently guide it to stillness. I remember struggling with my own racing thoughts, worries about the future, regrets from the past, judgments about myself. But as I began to practice mindfulness, something shifted. I realized I could step back, observe my thoughts, and choose not to get swept away by them. It was like standing on the shore, watching waves crash without being pulled into the tide. Letting go of negative thought patterns doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending life is perfect. It means choosing how we respond. It means feeding our mind with thoughts of compassion, gratitude, and resilience instead of anger, fear, and self-doubt. Enlightenment isn't some far-off destination, reserved for monks or mystics. It's a way of living in the present moment with awareness. It's about realizing that peace isn't something we have to chase. It's something we cultivate from within, moment by moment. So here's an invitation. Next time you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts, take a deep breath. Step back. Remind yourself that you're not your thoughts. You're the awareness behind them. And with that awareness comes the freedom to choose peace, even in the midst of life's storms. The deeper message. As we come to the end of this journey, I invite you to pause for a moment and reflect. Every experience we've faced, whether filled with joy or shadowed by pain, carries with it a deeper purpose. Maybe it's not about asking, "Why is this happening to me?" but instead, "What can this teach me?" Life, in its wisdom, offers us lessons through every twist and turn. Through the lens of Buddhist philosophy, we come to see that nothing is truly random. Impermanence teaches us that change is inevitable. Karma reminds us that every action we take sends ripples into the world. Mindfulness brings us back to the present, where peace resides. Acceptance helps us flow with life rather than fight against it. I've found that even in my own darkest moments, when I felt lost or overwhelmed, this perspective helped me step back and ask, what is this moment trying to reveal to me? And often, I found strength, resilience, and clarity I didn't know I had. So, as you move forward from here, I encourage you to carry this question with you. What can I learn from this? Whether you're navigating challenges or savoring moments of peace, each experience is an invitation to grow. Thank you for being part of this journey today. I truly hope These teachings have sparked a sense of calm and clarity in you, as they have for me. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to like this video, subscribe for more insights, and share it with someone who might need a little light today. May you walk through life with wisdom, compassion, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're not just surviving. You're learning, growing, and becoming. Until next time, stay mindful and be at peace.